South Korea's pursuit of podium dominance at the Winter Games took on a familiar shape as the nation captured its fifth medal through the ever-reliable short-track speed skating program, reaffirming a legacy built on razor-sharp technique, tactical intelligence, and an almost cultural mastery of the sport. Yet the day carried a bittersweet undertone as the women's curling team saw its impressive winning streak come to an abrupt end, reminding fans that even the most disciplined squads are vulnerable to the fine margins that define Olympic competition. In the short-track arena, where races are often decided by split-second timing and strategic positioning rather than raw speed alone, the Korean skater demonstrated the hallmark patience that has long defined the country's champions, staying tucked behind the leaders for much of the race before unleashing a decisive surge in the closing laps, a move that reflected not only physical preparation but also the mental composure forged through years of high-pressure international racing. It was a performance that echoed the traditions established by past Korean legends who turned short track into a national stronghold and a dependable medal source whenever the Winter Games arrive. The medal itself carried broader symbolic weight, serving as reassurance to a nation whose expectations in ice sports are both passionate and exacting, particularly after earlier near misses that had raised questions about whether the current generation could match the dominance of their predecessors, and the answer, at least in this event, came with the flash of blades on ice and the sight of the Korean flag rising once more inside the arena. Meanwhile, at the curling sheets, the narrative unfolded in stark contrast as the Korean team, which had been riding a wave of confidence built on precise stone placement, disciplined sweeping, and calm communication, encountered an opponent who disrupted their rhythm from the outset, applying scoreboard pressure and forcing uncharacteristic errors that accumulated over the ends. Curling, often described as chess on ice, can turn on a single misjudged draw or a guard left slightly offline, and on this occasion those small deviations proved costly, halting a winning run that had fueled hopes of another deep Olympic push. The loss does not erase the tactical sophistication the Korean curlers have displayed throughout the tournament, nor does it diminish the strategic evolution the program has undergone since its breakthrough performances on the global stage in recent years, but it does underscore the volatility of round-robin formats where momentum can shift rapidly and qualification scenarios hinge on both head-to-head results and overall stone differentials. For Korean supporters watching across time zones, the emotional oscillation between celebration and disappointment encapsulated the essence of multi-sport winter competition, where triumph in one venue can be mirrored by setback in another within the span of hours, creating a layered national narrative rather than a single storyline. Coaches and analysts were quick to highlight that the short-track medal was not merely an isolated success but the product of a deeply embedded development system that identifies talent at a young age, integrates advanced sports science, and emphasizes race simulation under crowded ice conditions, elements that continue to keep Korea competitive despite the rising standards from rival nations such as the Netherlands, Canada,